Urgent situation developing in the western parts of our viewing area, so let's jump right into this looking at our southeastern satellite and radar. We'll eventually zoom in here. See this low pressure currently centered over northern parts of Louisiana, driving this rainfall into the Big Bend now. It would cause some catastrophic damage over in Pensacola, pushing its way into the Tallahassee area right now, spawning a tornado warning that just recently came out in parts of Calhoun, Liberty, and Jackson counties. Let's zoom in a little bit here and see exactly where this rainmaker is. The storm currently located in this general vicinity along this line of storms stretching all the way down from parts of western Georgia into the Gulf of Mexico. We're actually watching a couple of cells off the southwestern coast of Apalachicola for potential development as they reach the surface and an approach towards the Tallahassee area. Again, the latest warnings, this big yellow region is the tornado watch that is active for Tallahassee and surrounding counties until 4 in the morning. That was recently expanded to include 12 counties in south central Georgia. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect from Bay County near Panama City, stretching all the way up into parts of southwestern Georgia near Decatur and Seminole counties, and a tornado warning again, like I mentioned, that just came out for parts of Liberty, Calhoun, and Jackson counties. This storm is moving very rapidly off to the northeast at about 55 miles per hour, and this is radar indicated rotation, so there's not been a confirmed tornado on the ground as of yet, but the potential is most certainly there, and we're going to look a little bit closer into that again when we talk about some storm relative base velocities. Lightning strikes are profound throughout the entirety of the western line of the region, stretching all the way up from these parts of southern Georgia down into Blountstown, Mariana, down towards Panama City. These are going to be tracking their way eastward, so it's going to be a pretty loud and pretty bit of a light show as you start your Wednesday morning, of course, if you're starting it off really early and if you can't really sleep through those thunderstorms at all. Storm reports throughout the area have been profound, of course, off to our west. We had one tornado report all the way over in Pensacola, as well as a warning that had been in effect towards Crestview earlier in the evening. Lots of wind damage throughout this entire region, stretching from Panama City up through Defuniak Springs into parts of southeastern Alabama. Again, Dothan had some significant damage there as well with the tornado warning that was in effect over there. Here's that radar velocity, which is going to show why this tornado warning is out. Not the most profound couplet that you can see right here, but you see this little area of red and green, which is an indicator of what direction the winds are moving relative to where the radar is located. So if you look into that, you see this red, which means wind blowing away from the radar, and green meaning wind blowing towards the radar. You can indicate a sort of rotational effect going on within these storms, which is the prime indicator of a potential tornado and the main reason why we have these radar indicated tornado warnings that are issued. We're going to expand this out to the rest of the southeast, and again, not really too much up to the north, but now this line stretching down from Bainbridge, where there is a warning in effect, down towards Panama City and even off the coast. The threat is most certainly real. Again, zooming back in here, we see more of that. This tornado watch, once again, effect until 4 a.m. for Leon County, many of the counties to the west of our viewing area, and is expanded northward into parts of south and western Georgia. Again, also in effect off of the coast of Florida. That will once again be in effect until 4 in the morning, probably going to be cutting off within the next couple of hours towards the far western reaches over towards Walton County. Current winds are very, very strong off to our north and west where those storms are in effect. Mariana, the high spot, coming out of the south-southwest at 32 miles per hour. Again, thunderstorm rolling through the area right now, and we would not be surprised to see gusts much higher than that associated with those severe thunderstorm warnings. 23 out of the southwest over in Quincy. A little bit calmer towards the east, but again, those storms are on the way over there, and we expect those winds to be picking up. So what if a tornado warning is issued? Where are we going to be going specifically? Now, we of course recommend a room in the lowest level of your house possible. If you don't have a basement, the first level is definitely preferable. An interior room devoid of windows, anything glass door or the like is, again, very much the preference here, just to stay safe and avoid any blowing and broken glass that could be potentially flying in if a tornado was to strike your home or business. Let's look at infrared satellite and be able to detect where exactly these thunderstorms are. The blue and the purple and the red colors are indicative of very high cloud tops. These infrared satellites pick up the temperature at which the highest point of the cloud is detected. So these high points meaning we have these very high cumulonimbus clouds as high as 50,000 feet in the atmosphere associated with these supercell thunderstorms that are contributing all these wind and tornado reports. Again, especially off to the northwest. And these current temperatures show just how active things can still be around here. 71 degrees still at 1 a.m. just about in Tallahassee. 68 degrees even near the water in Carabel. Those storms are really fueling their way up with that southwesterly flow along the low, bringing some much maligned moisture into parts of the Big Bend. It's going to be continuing, of course, as these storms track eastward into the remainder of the evening. So definitely a dangerous situation out there. Again, that watch will be in effect till 4 a.m., but we never know. It could always be more of a threat even beyond those hours. So again, stay safe. Keep aware. We will be broadcasting all night as these storms make their way through the Tallahassee metro area. So let's hand it off to Casey Cloud with some more updates.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching this very closely, Jake. Again, as we broaden things out, we do see the southeast view of the weather picture this evening. Again, these storms very potent this evening, very serious weather situation starting to develop this evening, and we're going to be here all night to give you the latest information that you need to protect everybody that is important to you. Now, local radar, we switch it over here. We see that these storms getting closer. We have that tornado warning right now that Jake was alluding to. They're moving in towards Liberty County, part of our viewing circle now under a tornado warning. That's why we're bringing you more extensive coverage now. This circulation is in this general vicinity, moving to the northeast very quickly. I'm going to step off actually so I can give you some more information on this warning, and I'll pull up the actual text of that tornado warning there. This goes to 1:45 this morning, north central Liberty, northern Calhoun, and southeast Jackson. At about 1:15, the severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado 12 miles to the northwest of Bluntstown, moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. These storms are booking it out there. They're really moving fast. And this makes warnings so important to get out so people can get in their safe place. And being an overnight event makes things even more dangerous. Right now, it's radar indicated on the rotation. Some of the areas that will be affected are mainly in rural communities, but still people are out there, and they need to get these warnings this evening. North Central Liberty County, the most areas in that region, quite a few other smaller communities as well. We're talking about Moose Pond, State Park, White Pond, Union City, Red Oak, Saison, Durham, Nettle Ridge, and Center Lake. So if you're under those, if you're here, your city, you need to be in those safe place area immediately. Now, I'll step back on, see that warning a little bit more here to reemphasize the weather picture. You see that polygon, luckily pretty rural areas. Pretty actually, as we kind of look here, the extreme northwest part of Liberty County is what we're talking about with this tornado warning, lightning strike wise. We put this on here. You've seen a couple just pop up just now on the loop. You can see them kind of just emerge here in northwest Liberty County. So we're going to be watching this very closely for you this evening, giving you that information you need. And we've already had quite a few reports out to the west. A lot of wind reports, 13 in terms of wind damage. That's what these blue dots indicate. Panama City, we had a strong circulation about 45 minutes ago in that area. We'll see if there was actual tornado damage from that in some of that region in Bay County. And there was also some serious weather in the Pensacola area as well. Very extensive damage. Jake and I were touching on that at 11. There's a lot of extreme damage in that area. Still trying to gather more reports on that to see exactly what is taking place there. Now, the storm relative velocity we go. I'm going to actually step off once again just to kind of reconfigure a couple things. And I've gone ahead and cancel this tornado warning so that circulation has weakened just a little bit. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and move this around just a tad so you can get a little bit better look at things right now here on the fly so everybody knows exactly what's going on this evening so we can protect you and your family. Again, this is the area we were watching here over the last little bit here in this region, but this has weakened some, so that's the good news. Now, we'll be continuing to watch this closely. I'll give it over to Ulises to give some more, as well as Ayesha here in a moment to recap the situation. Tornado watch till 4 a.m. this morning, so another 2.5 hours for Tallahassee. We have some counties that were extended a little while ago in South Georgia, including Valdosta. They've been extended under this, and I suspect this tornado watch will be reissued further to the east. So Jefferson County, Madison, Taylor as well, you'll likely be put under this here in later on in the evening hours. The southerly winds really fueling these conditions this evening. You see these winds very high. I was walking outside just a little while ago for just a little bit, and it was really gusty out there. Just nasty conditions already ahead of this in terms of wind, even few little squalls, I guess you could call them, coming through with rain involved with them. Now, tornado safe place, this is where you need to go if there's a tornado warning issued. Again, we just had that one expire for Liberty County, so technically there's no tornado warnings in our market area right now. We're going to stick with this here for another 5 to 10 minutes with Ayesha and Ulises, of course. Again, you see this tornado safe place, so there'll be probably plenty more warnings issued tonight, so you need to know where this is. We're talking about interior room away from windows. Get there if you are under a tornado warning. Satellite-wise, do see these clouds associated with this. You can really see the darker colors. We're talking about purples, indicating the magnitude of these storms this evening. Now, these temperatures are pretty high out there still, and they've actually risen over the last little bit. Now up to 70 in Tallahassee, 71 in Wilma. These were warmer, really, than we were talking about at 6 o'clock tonight, even. Remember, 68 Tallahassee is what we're seeing, so you're starting to see that warming trend. But right now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is step off, continue our coverage right now with Ulises.
All right, thanks, Casey. Right now, as we look back over with our severe weather update, we look at the radar throughout the southeast. You do notice that the line is now just to the west of Tallahassee. There's also activity going into parts of Georgia and into parts of Tennessee as well, but most of the activity is under southern Georgia and into North Florida. That's where the activity of all the severe thunderstorm warnings and the tornado warnings have been in effect. The good news is that tornado warning has canceled over Liberty, Calhoun County just within the last few minutes. We also do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Calhoun, Liberty, Gulf, Seminole, Decatur counties going into Georgia until 2:15 a.m. This storm is marching out to the northeast up to, let me just look it over really quick, and it'll be up to 60 miles per hour with winds. It's moving pretty quickly up to the north, but cities like Chattahoochee, Bluntstown, you should all be careful when it comes to those winds. I mean, you can see up to tropical storm to even hurricane force gusts, so just remember to watch out all throughout the area around the Apalachicola River. Tallahassee right now is under a tornado watch until 4 a.m., so be on the lookout for that. When we look further out towards the lightning strikes, it is a lightning show. The lights are on, especially over Mariana, Bainbridge. The lightning is all in effect, so just remember to take precautions right now. We do not recommend you to do any outdoor activities at this hour. Do have a NOAA weather radio with you in handy in case more warnings appear throughout the night, because eventually this will be pushing towards the east. The capital city is eventually just getting ready. When it comes to the storm reports, we have more storm reports towards the west. Eventually this will get more filled up towards the east, but most of the activity has occurred over into parts of Jackson and points west. We did have radar indicated tornado over Bay County, so that's going to be confirmed eventually by the National Weather Service. And it's just been a very hectic night, and even afternoon going back all the way up to Louisiana, where there was very activities all the way back on I-10. So it's been a very busy afternoon here at 4 FSU weather. When it comes to our radar velocity, this was around the area where we were looking at that tornado warning earlier in the day, in the night, but now it has, good news, has finally canceled. Green means usually when it comes to those winds blowing towards the radar, and red is blowing away from the radar. And as we look further out, we will see that the tornado watch is still in effect till 4 a.m., but counties like Jefferson, Taylor, Madison County, be on the lookout, because right now, even though you don't have a watch, that doesn't mean you're out of the woods. We want to make sure to recommend that to everyone. Just because you're not under a watch doesn't mean that you're in the clear. Anything is still possible, even those areas bordering those watches, even though Wakulla and Leon County are on the eastern portion of that watch. It has extended towards the east into Valdosta. Those winds are still howling out of the south. Mariana at 32 miles per hour, Bainbridge up to 20, Tallahassee at 16. And with that southerly wind, we have seen those temperatures creep up really rapidly in the last couple of hours. But we'll take to that graphic just a moment. When it comes to a tornado, though, the safest place to be is actually in the bathroom, especially on the first floor. If the bathroom has windows, we recommend more of a closet, but anywhere away from windows. Anything involving windows that's just like a funnel is just gonna break it, and it's just gonna lift all that air up and break through the roof. That's why I recommend somewhere the most inside compact place in your house. When it comes to the infrared, we do notice those cloud, the darker the colors, the colder, the higher those cloud tops throughout the area, and that's where all those thunderstorms have been conducive all throughout this evening. And when it comes to those temperatures, we were actually, during the tonight's show at 6 o'clock, temperatures were actually into the mid to upper 60s, and now temperatures have climbed into the 70s, and will continue to climb a bit more before that frontal system pushes through and will be more of a wind threat as we go into Wednesday afternoon. But now we're going to send it over to Ayesha with another look of the severe weather.
Yes, thank you, Ulises. So we've been showing a lot of graphics. I'm going to try to break it down as simple as I can. Basically, what we're seeing here is a strong squall line in the southeast coming towards our area. Quincy, you're up next for our viewing area. You're going to see some strong storms. You can see the strong storms right here on this line, the red indicating really strong cloud tops in that area. So local radar taking a zoomed in look. You can see Quincy, like I said, you're up next for that squall line to come towards you. Get a lot of severe weather, rain, hail. We're seeing some tornadoes associated with this storm, so please be careful if you're going outside. Not the best to take I-10 today, folks. Try to stay indoors until 4 a.m. when that tornado watch is expired in Tallahassee. Latest warnings right now, not much has changed, just severe thunderstorm warning, and all this yellow, like I said, tornado watch is in effect until 4 a.m. in Tallahassee area and our surrounding counties as well, Thomasville and other counties near our area. Lightning strikes, you can see the squall line right here, strong lightning strikes coming towards our area. We're gonna see some severe weather, guys, so just please prep, make sure you know when it's coming. We're going to see those rain showers hit around 2, 3 a.m. It's moving pretty fast, though, so we might go up to 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm not sure. We're going to see some rain, though. Storm reports, tornado damage, and what we're really seeing is the wind damage, folks, because the gust is really making the wind damage. 32 miles per hour gusts on WeatherStem. I was just checking it on campus. That's pretty strong wind gusts on our campus. Radar velocity, the red is away from the radar and the green is towards our radar. So this is how we see that rotation, how we see if there's a tornado on the ground. So not much happening right now in our area, but we will see some rotation later on possible. It is possible in our area with those strong storms coming towards us. Definitely check out our next graphic, the tornado watch, like I said, 4 a.m. Just make sure you know when that is happening. Current winds on campus, 16 in Tallahassee, 16 miles per hour, but that's not really the story. That wind gust, 32 miles per hour, wind gust is really strong, folks. 20 seconds for wind gusts to occur, so that's a pretty long time if you're outside walking to your car. It could just blow you away, blow my hair away when I went outside. 10 miles per hour in St. Mark's. Coming from the south, we're getting a lot of warm air and a lot of moisture just building up. That's what's making it pretty severe in our area. Tornado safety, this is really important, guys. If you do encounter a tornado tonight, definitely go to a room without windows. Safest place is a bathroom or downstairs in a basement. If you're in an apartment like some people, I would suggest staying in your living room, no windows, in my living room perhaps, but just try to stay in a bathroom or an area with no glass windows. That's your best bet. For our satellite imagery, you can see the cloud tops. How high are the cloud tops? So cumulonimbus clouds are associated with all these storms, and the higher the cloud top is, the more stronger the storm is. So you can see that blue and purple showing you how high the cloud tops are and how strong these storms will occur. So coming towards Quincy, coming towards Tallahassee now, so please stay aware. Current conditions on campus, 70 in Tallahassee, so that's pretty warm for us. 68 in St. Mark's, and Carabel at 67. So lots of rotation happening near Georgia, South Georgia area. Definitely just make sure you're prepared and knowing what's happening in your area. So have a good night, Tallahassee. We will keep you informed throughout the night, and make sure you tune in to live stream and Twitter/FSU weather. Good night.